You've heard it your whole life. Healthy couples don't really fight. Compatible couples don't fight. If you're really meant to be together, shouldn't it be easy? The belief is so common, it can sound like wisdom. But what it's quietly doing is damage to some of the best marriages out there, including maybe yours. And today we're busting it. If you've ever found yourself thinking, why do we keep having the same argument? Or why does connection feel harder than it used to? You're not alone. Welcome to Marriage, Intimacy and Healing with Andrew and Lara.
We're a husband and wife team, blending science-based coaching and clinical nervous system insight to help couples understand what's really happening underneath conflict, distance, and emotional shutdown.
I'm Lara. I'm an ICF PCC certified coach and educator.
And I'm Andrew, a licensed physical therapist specializing in body, mind, heart integration with extensive experience helping high-performing individuals navigate stress, communication, and emotional regulation.
Together, we help you recognize the patterns that pull you apart and offer practical, grounded shifts that bring you back into connection. Let's dive into today's episode. So here's the myth. Healthy couples don't fight. Now, you know deep down that this isn't true, but do you believe it really? You've heard it everywhere. You've maybe said it to yourself. And I think that's where, if I'm going to fit into any box, which I don't like to fit into, I would be like, I think deep down I still believe it, even though.
Yeah. I think there's this, small and maybe subtle little agreement to be like, that's our goal. Our goal is like no conflict,
no conflict
fight.
Marriage.
Just peace and...
Like you see the couple at a dinner party who claims they haven't had an argument in 6 months. And you go home thinking, what's wrong with us? We fight every day. Or maybe you're the couple making that claim and you're proud of it. This is a psychological, just as an aside, gold moment, because a psychologist sitting there would be like, right, who's suppressing something?
Yeah.
Or who has no emotional awareness whatsoever and can't articulate it?
Pretty much.
That's what they're going to be doing. And as marriage coaches, we would be doing the exact same thing. Who has no idea what they're feeling? And why we get this myth feels really, really true. Most of us grew up either watching destructive fighting, I certainly did. The yelling, the slammed doors, the cold mornings afterwards, somebody maybe moving out. Maybe it was the divorce that you witnessed as you were a child. Or you grew up watching pretend peace. I have a friend who would say her mum was always so calm. She was always perfectly peaceful. And I would be like, really? What was going on underneath?
Yeah.
That was never allowed to be articulated.
Yeah.
Where everywhere, there was a smile in public, but in private, there was so much resentment and pain. And I think in that situation too, there was the belief, and it's a false belief, that if I'm spiritual, that's how I am. That's how I should show up in the world.
Me.
I am just in a perfect peace, spiritual bubble.
Whereas I just don't know.
It's not very human, is it?
If you're listening and you have a different religious belief to Christianity, that's fine. But it's just, I don't know any holy goal or any spirituality example that's spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I feel
definitely
connection to our emotions is super spiritual.
Because it's connection to the design of who we are. But either way, the lesson was the same. Fighting couples equal bad. Calm equals healthy or maybe spiritual. So we've built our marriages around not fighting, and we call it growth. Right? Did you grow up in one of those versions, not wanting to, call out anyone in particular? The loud fighting or the swept under the rug version?
There's definitely a mix for me. There was a mix of all of that. There was definitely plenty swept under the carpet, then plenty of high volume things. But if I reflect on that, that's really uncomfortable as a kid. So sometimes that's latched onto, and we go through life with if I can avoid that, because that was really uncomfortable, that was painful, and that should be. That is a human response. But if that's my goal, then it's not normal humanness. It's not normal emotional health to just not have any conflict, not have any big emotions being verbalized or anything.
What did you decide conflict means based on what you saw growing up? And I definitely embodied the lie that conflict is dangerous, conflict is scary, conflict is a bad marriage. Because healthy conflict is not something most of us have witnessed
or seen or
we've
have any
heard the
reference
screaming or whatever. And if you're listening on this podcast, it's probably likely you've never witnessed healthy conflict.
And if this is a lot to listen to and like, don't take me back there, that's real. That you should be feeling that if you haven't really processed some of those things.
It's okay to feel that way,
And for you to say that where you're like, I planned for no conflict type marriage because that was awful. It was real and it was really uncomfortable and painful to go through it.
It was scary. It was scary.
It is.
So here's where this gets really sneaky. High functioning couples are really good often at avoiding fights, usually because they're just busy. You're like an articulate person, maybe. You're very self-aware. You can regulate yourself. You can table things. You can let things go. And so you start achieving what looks like a low conflict marriage, but underneath something really different is actually happening. All right, take this couple as an example. Mid-30s, one toddler, married 6 years. Their friends tell them they communicate so well. You remember these people. They're proud of being low drama. So when the husband's mum is overbearing during a visit, the wife doesn't bring it up at all. The husband's already stressed about it, and he's worried that will just pile on, and the wife forgets something really important to her husband. The husband says no big deal because he doesn't want to seem petty. They do this hundreds of times across the years, and they generally think that this is what a great marriage does and what it looks like. But lately, the wife has noticed that she doesn't feel close to her husband anymore. And it's not because they've been fighting. It's because there's a growing list of things they've quietly agreed not to discuss. It's like, we don't talk about that. And this list is starting to be bigger than their connection. The marriage is being shaped by what they're not saying rather than what they are saying. Neither of them can see it because they're not fighting, because somewhere along the line there was a rule, we don't talk about that. What do you hear here? Does one version of it feel familiar to you and anyone we've coached or yourself?
I mean, certainly people we've coached. I feel that we've had a marriage, we've just been pretty honest and open about everything, and we wanted to be focused on that. But people we've coached for sure, and elements of it, even small amounts, even when they weren't aware, there's a little list starting to build. And it's the path of least resistance, let's be honest. It's like, oh, that didn't go well when I brought up that. So let's just not go there.
I think we choose the path of least resistance, which feels like safety, but over time is not safety. So here's the truth that couples rarely say out loud. Healthy couples fight. They just fight differently. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth and the reframe that we need to hear today. The real marker of a healthy marriage isn't the absence of conflict. It's the presence of productive conflict. Conflict that surfaces something real, names it, moves you closer instead of further apart. And when a couple says we don't fight, it almost always means one of three things. And here it is. Here's your psych checklist or your marriage coach checklist. 1, somebody is suppressing. That is swallowing things to keep the peace. 2, you've stopped bringing the hard stuff to each other entirely. Or 3, you've gotten really skilled at de-escalating without even actually resolving. The fight gets smoothed over, but nothing gets metabolized. Nothing is processed.
Sounds like repression.
That doesn't sound fun to me. And all of these look like health on the outside, but all 3 of them slowly hollow your marriage from the inside. Because what didn't get said in March is still in the room in October. What didn't get said on Sunday by Wednesday is actually causing a huge stewing of emotion. It just doesn't have a name yet. If you're hearing this and thinking, wow, that's me, head to andrewandlaura.com to download our free 3-minute body, mind, heart reset. Print it out, put it on your fridge, and do it this week. And while you're there, subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss a single episode, and you can get the weekly support that we talk about every single Wednesday. Share this with your spouse so that you can be on the journey together. So here's one shift, everybody. And it's the shift, I love the drum roll, in how you define the win in your marriage. Most couples, when they're heading into a hard conversation, define success as, we didn't fight, hurrah! Yeah. Or best case, we resolved it, it's fine. But here's the better definition to work towards. The win in a hard conversation is this: we both stayed in the room, we said the real thing, and we came out understanding each other better than when we walked in. That is what connection is. Beautiful thing. That's it. It's not no to conflict. It's not perfection resolution and perfect resolution. It's just we didn't run, we didn't pretend, and we know each other a little bit more honestly than we did an hour ago. That's why I say I've been with you for over 20 years, but I still feel like I'm always getting to know you, because every time we have a fight, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And you get a little deeper because you're still getting to know you. I'm still getting to know me. And once you internalize that, conflict stops being something that you avoid and starts being something that you use to get closer. You stop being afraid of disagreement because you trust where it leads to connection when you know how to have healthy conflict. You're not trying to win the fight. You're trying to be known, more connected by the end of it.
So can I ask, staying in the room is one big part of our success and what we're defining as success. So could we be in the room but kind of drifting away? Or not checking out, but just shutting down a little. I just want to verbalize that could be part of this. It's hard, or you sharing something you're passionate about, something you're really upset about. I could definitely see myself kind of retreating a little and going like, oh gosh, and I've got to think. I go into a shame cycle, or I go whatever. So you could go through lots of things. So I just feel like being in the room is important, staying in the room and keeping yourself as in there as you can.
Yeah, I get that. What you're saying is being actually present while you're in the room. Yeah. Actually really listening and really showing something on your face and oohing the other person, which is a beautiful word for actually reflective listening without going into sentences, just non-verbals. I hear you, I'm listening, I'm present, I'm with you in this.
Or just and that means I'm listening, and
I get that. Yeah,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm almost empathizing type thing.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I want to understand. So what is the difference between trying to fix it and trying to understand me for you? That's been a huge journey for you.
It's just summing in the wiring of me, or whether it's just me or men in general. I don't mind, but it's definitely I feel I want to fix it, because if I fixed it, then there's not the discomfort anymore. That's the truth. So just understanding what really helped me early on in our marriage was someone saying, Andrew, it is both of your role to forgive each other. So when things come up, she's going to forgive you because she loves you. So that's what you're both bringing to the marriage, and so it can help. We can just take the lens off, like, oh, she's got bit upset about this thing. I might have stuffed up, but she's going to forgive me. She loves me. We want to work at this together. So it might take the lens off a little bit. That helps me go, oh, I don't have to just be perfect. I don't have to be down on myself about this all happening right now. I'm just here to say, oh, I wanted to understand what's happening for you. I want to hear what you're going through right now in this moment. Yeah. And I want to give you the space for it. And
you said it earlier. It's like, when you're trying to fix it, it's usually because you are uncomfortable with the big emotion, because it's bringing something up for you. And when you are just wanting to understand it, you're letting go of that I'm uncomfortable, and you're sitting with the discomfort, and you're allowing the other person to share and connect with you without trying to make the uncomfortable go away.
Yeah.
And that is a brave thing. It's funny that we're so threatened by it when you think about it. But it's a brave thing, because ultimately that's where connection sits, and connection is what makes marriage beautiful when you're in a connected marriage. Not perfect, just connected. So here's what we want you to walk away with. If you and your partner have had hard conversations, you're not failing in marriage. You're doing the work most couples avoid. And if you don't fight anymore, that's not necessarily a sign that you've arrived into, I don't know, the Mecca of perfect marriage. It might be a sign there's a list of things you've both agreed not to say. Either way, the goal isn't no conflict. The goal is cleaner conflict, better conflict that actually brings you into connection, the kind that ends with both of you feeling a little bit more seen and known and heard and maybe held. Here's your question this week. What's one thing that you haven't been bringing up because you didn't want to fight? And what would happen if you did bring it up? Sometimes this is around money. And the goal of being understood within your question instead of being right. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Thanks for joining us on today's Marriage, Intimacy and Healing. If this episode supported you, we'd love for you to download our free 3-minute BMH marriage reset at andrewandlaura.com. It's the quickest way to shift out of stress and back into connection. And for deeper support and to explore our resources and coaching, you can find everything at andrewandlaura.com.
Before you go, following the show or sharing this episode with another couple really helps more people find this kind of support. And we're so grateful when you do.
We're Andrew and Laura, and we'll see you next week.